Hi guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Victoria. I am a 22-year-old woman of transgender experience, and I make mostly LGBT content here on YouTube. If that's your thing, hit that subscribe button down below so you never miss out on a new upload. Now, if you're new here or if you're a subscriber that somehow didn't hear me talk about this in just about every other video, I had my sexual reassignment surgery, or SRS, or GRS, or GCS, in April of 2019, changing male genitalia to female genitalia. This was over a year and a half ago, so I am fully healed, and there are some things that I learned along the physical and mental recovery process that would have been really helpful or just cool to know before getting surgery. From healing to using it in the bedroom, this is my video to my past self, really, but anybody who's getting bottom surgery or someone that's just curious, spilling the tea all about SRS. So if you want to know the 8 things that I wish I knew before having SRS, keep on watching. Number 1 is dilation will take up pretty much your entire life for the first 1 to 3 months. Dilation will vary from surgeon to surgeon, but you will likely have to dilate 3 to 5 times a day for anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes per session, plus cleanup. Dilation does get less frequent as time goes on, but even 3 times a day is a lot. Like, yeah, there's 1 in the morning, 1 at night, and then 1 somewhere in between. How are you gonna fit the next one in? If you are returning to work or school or whatever, make sure that you have the necessary accommodations and time scheduling so you can get your second dilation in there. It is so important that you follow your dilation schedule to a T, really for the rest of your life, but especially in those first 3 to 6 months is when you are doing the most of your healing, and that is the time that you are susceptible to lose the most depth. So when you are recovering, just know that your life is going to be completely dominated by dilation. It will pass, I promise. I am no longer bedridden, and I'm happy-go-lucky and healthy, but for the first couple months, you're gonna be pretty bedridden and honestly pretty depressed. Number 2 is you will have to wear a pad for quite a long time. So when you are first healing, in that first 1 to 3 months, things are healing really fast, and you are likely to have some blood spotting because things are still healing inside and outside. So just to protect your underwear and your pants, you want to wear a pad. If you have not already seen my embarrassing story time where I bled all over somebody, I'll link that right up here. Please go watch it. Because a lot of you didn't. My doctor even suggested wearing 3 to 5 pads at once in the first month or so of healing, not just to, catch all the blood, which that's important, but also to help the labias lay flat against the vulva, so it's less droopy, I guess. Even after the bleeding stops, you will likely have a little bit extra discharge for, I know it's kind of a nasty word, but it's vaginas, people get into the human body. You will likely have some discharge for the first about 6 months. And if you have nicer underwear that you want to protect, I would definitely recommend wearing a pad. I don't wear a pad anymore. Discharge is just normal pussy stuff. Like, eventually it'll decrease. Like, it won't be to the point where you're ruining your underwear, but you'll probably have some discharge on some level forever, which is fine because that's just normal vaginas. Get into it. Number 3 is you will not see the final result of your vulva until the 6 to 12 month mark. Now, I know every trans girl talks about this. I have known it going in, but right after surgery, you're in a really vulnerable state. And when they take the bandages off, you are likely to be maybe a little horrified, honestly, at the results because it's going to look rough. I mean, you just got your genitals flipped inside out or whatever method your doctor used, and it's gonna look bruised. Its skin's gonna be, in different places. It's gonna be stitches, skin could be shedding. It's gonna be really gross for a while, and it can be very mentally taxing to be looking at that every single day for however long it takes for you to start healing up. Especially at first, you're stuck in bed all day, dilating, in pain, uncomfortable, you can't live your normal life, and you're looking at it all day and it just doesn't look good. So your only experiences with that new part are ones of pain, discomfort, and fear. So it can be kind of easy to be lying there and feel a little like, what did I do to myself? As you heal, there are a lot of things going on inside and outside that you might not be aware of. It's going to look different. Things might change color. Things might smell differently. You know, you might swell up more on one side than the other. Swelling might go down on one, not the other, and you might be scared. And it can be especially nerve-wracking if your surgeon is maybe a whole plane flight away. But just give it time and keep in contact with your doctors. I know mine encouraged me to send them photos as I was recovering whenever I had any question, and that helped so much. I'm so sorry to all the nurses that had to open my emails and see like my bruised, stitched up vagina. Like once a week, I would send them an email and be like,
"This is like normal, like I think I'm dying, is this gonna fall off? Is this okay?"
And they'd always be like, "You look fine. Like, you need to relax. You're doing just fine." Keep in mind, this is a very delicate and niche and intricate procedure. So there are all sorts of things happening inside and outside of your body that you might not be aware of. So trust your doctors and what they say. I remember when I first got the bandages off, or even for checkups, the doctors would say that I looked great, and I would be like, "Great, well, I look like a monster, so that must mean that I was botched." When you are all in your head and you go to the doctors and they say you look great for 2 months and you feel like you look like you got attacked by a shark down there, trust your doctors. They have seen how all of their different procedures look at the 2-month mark. I thought that I looked awful, and I genuinely, for a period of time, thought that I might have been botched because I thought it looked so bad. But trust the process. It is a 1.5 years later, and I'm like floored at how natural everything looks and feels. So yeah, trust the process. You will not see the final product until the 6 to 12 month mark. Number 4, people are going to doubt that you've actually had surgery. This one is bizarre, and it really doesn't matter. Like, it's no one's business, but it's so funny to me that so many people think I'm lying. Maybe it's because I lied so much about it in high school. It's no one's business either way, but a lot of trans girls will just say that they've had bottom surgeries just so it's less of a discussion topic. I wouldn't lie to like people I was hooking up with. But this isn't about me. This isn't about me. I mean, it is actually exclusively about me. Anyway, but seriously, what do you want me to do? Show you my insurance paperwork? It's literally nobody's business. Please stop asking trans girls about their genitals unless it is me opening my inbox for an SRS Q&A. Then ask all the questions you want. Number 5 is that getting bottom surgery will not cure your dysphoria. Now, it did greatly improve my quality of life. It did treat my genital dysphoria, but I still have gender dysphoria in other aspects of my life. You still have to work on yourself inside to make yourself feel comfortable in your own body. I knew this going into surgery, but in the first like 2 months or so when I was bedridden all the time, it felt like I had a whole new kind of dysphoria. I didn't have the connection that I do now to my vulva. It just felt like a surgical site. And my whole life was literally completely ruled by my genitals at that point. So it's going to be rough, especially the first couple months is going to be pretty rough. But a transition is a journey of growth and self-discovery. And while surgery can really help you in that journey and can save your life like it saved mine and the lives of so many other trans people, it isn't a cure-all. That is up to you. Number 6, people are going to try to tell you what they think they know about your anatomy. I think this happens to like most trans people, whether you're pre-op, post-op, or non-op, but I can't tell you how many times people would listen to what I had to say about my own body and then be like, "Actually, sweetie, like, I'm sorry, Mackenzie, do you see my vagina?" I mentioned in a previous video that one of the things that I noticed after getting surgery is that my downstairs smelled different and that it smelled like a vagina because it is a vagina. And so many people were trying to comment being like, "Well, there's no way it could smell like a vagina because blah, 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 blah." Listen, have you gone down there? I have been with women. My boyfriend has been with cis women. I know what it looks like and what it smells like, all that great stuff. So does he. All I'm gonna say is, I'm a woman. Next, number 7 is after surgery, your nerves are going to take a long time to reconnect. So even when you do get the go-ahead from your surgeon to start playing around down there, you might not have a lot of sensation back yet, or you might be too afraid to really play around. So I would highly suggest that you pick yourself up a vibrator. These babies are a lifesaver. I'm actually trying to do like a collaboration with a sex toy company. So if you know some that are looking for influencers, link them down below. But seriously, if you are struggling to reach climax or orgasm, whatever, post-op, I would definitely recommend starting out with one of these to kind of just feel the area. Be gentle at first. I mean, you don't want to but don't be afraid to explore down there. Most of all, this sexploration should be fun. You have a whole new toy down there. Are you kidding? Oh my God. Learn what feels good down there, what doesn't feel good down there, what makes you feel comfortable, what makes you feel sexy. You know, the world is your oyster. Lastly, number 8 is sex is pretty cool. I was pretty sexually active before surgery and I didn't have the worst experiences. So I was afraid that I might not like how sex felt as much, or I might not have any sensation at all. Luckily, that was not the case. Before surgery, sex never involved my genitals. I mean, you know, I've experimented plenty, but I was always so uncomfortable with anyone touching me down there, with anyone even acknowledging what I had down there. So sex to me was not anywhere near as enjoyable as it should have been. Without getting too graphic, it's incredible. Clitoral stimulation on its own is great, but penetration is just, you know, when you get like an itch way deep in your ear and you got a bobby pin and you kind of scratch it? It's kind of like that. I knew that I would have been perfectly happy with a vagina and vulva with zero sensitivity because that was what was most important to me. But on the other hand, I'm a 22-year-old adult and I have the libido of a cat in heat. So I was a little nervous, but I have to say 10 out of 10. 10s across the board. I am so happy that I have what I do now. Oh my God, sex is on a whole other level. I actually cried the first time that I had sex because I'm a soft girl. But I was just really emotional and I was so happy, and it was with someone that I really love. I will say, of course, there are differences in dating pre-op and post-op, but I only dated one boy post-op and we're still together. This is our bedroom, this is our bed, that's our teddy bear. But yeah, for me at least, sex post-op is infinitely better than it was before, so don't worry about that. All right, those are the 8 things that I wish I knew before surgery. Nobody can tell you every single thing that you need to know before going in for surgery. There are always going to be surprises, but I hope this video helped you out, and if it did, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up. It helps our channel so much. Send it to whatever friends you know that might be going in for surgery. Hopefully it will help them. If I didn't answer all your questions, please feel free to write a comment down below or to send me a request on WISIO. I get so many DMs and comments from people asking for my input on their transition or coming out or a dating and sex question. And if I responded to each one of them, I would be typing all day long. So if you have a question for me and you want a personalized 3 to 5 minute response video from me, please make sure you click the link down below to wisio.com/VictoriaRose. There are multiple different options for you to select and type out your entire dilemma to me, and I will give you a personal response with my advice. All right, thank you all so much for watching this video. Like I said, if you did like it, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up, comment down below any other questions you have for me, and hit that subscribe button down below so you never miss out on a new upload every single Wednesday. I will link all of our social media in the description box down below, as well as my Amazon merch, Redbubble, and Teespring, so you can check out all of the LGBT merch that I have made just for you. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and until I see you next Wednesday, good luck, I love you, bye.